Hello, I'm Joe and you're watching GoonerTube, and we're sitting in a lovely location in central London, and we're about to discuss a few things to do with the game that's just been played on Monday, where we unfortunately lost 3-1 to Liverpool at Anfield, and we're going to be looking forward to the Carabao Cup, next round of the Carabao Cup, where we've actually got to go back to Liverpool and play them again. So this is Kaya, as you know. Hello Kaya, how you doing,
Hello, mate? I'm all right. I'm not bad. Recovered now.
Yeah.
From Monday night's exploits.
Yeah.
It was a poor performance.
It was.
You know, it wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination. You know,
I thought we were going to give them a little bit more. It felt like I wanted to me, it felt like we should have given it a bit more of a go. It's as if we were just scared of them. It felt that way.
When we did the preview the other day, I said that we would sit back first half, not really commit, not try and play around them too much. But there's one thing doing that, and there's another thing just basically turning up and shitting your pants. You know what I mean? This is what they did. They were
your words were...
They were petrified from the moment that the game started. No one really wanted to come out of position. Everyone was obviously well drilled in what they were told to do by the boss. But, you know, all that playing out from the back stuff, you know, and it eventually ended up at Holding's feet, and he was just booting it long every time. And it was just infuriating me. I'm like, you know, the keeper could have done that. So you've done all of that and it's gone long because obviously of the high press, but it was just getting comical at one point. You know, it was like every time we had a goal kick, you'd see Liverpool just bank around the box. You knew what they were going to do. They're just going to, you know, hone in on us straight away.
Yeah.
And we were still doing the same thing. There was no, you know, there was nothing different that happened. They get, you know, played around, Holding got it, go long, and then they're attacking us again. It was completely pointless, the whole first half.
It wasn't quite the getting slapped scenario that you talked about.
No, well, no, we didn't. Well, look, we did get slapped in possession.
Well, but what I mean is the way you were saying about years gone by when we've gone up there and Dawes pointed this out as well, that we'd lost the game within 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the case here, because obviously we weren't 1-0 up.
Yeah.
But whether that was against the run of play or not,
well,
you know,
yeah. We barely touched the ball,
exactly,
honest,
up to that point.
Yeah.
And, you know, and Laka did have other opportunities. I thought Aubameyang was quiet for his standards.
Yeah, but you say that, Joe. People, like, I've seen it on social media. People saying he was quiet. How can you have a good game if you don't have the ball?
And you're not getting the supply.
The whole game was played in our third.
Yeah.
The entire game. All he had to do was track back, help out the left back, and then try and make a run here or there. I mean, he got the ball in the second half a couple of times in wide positions. And he's not a winger, so I don't expect him to whip nice balls in and stuff. He had one situation where he could have done a bit better with a cross, but, you know, people saying he had a bad game. Willian had a bad game. Willian was at fault for the second goal, to be fair.
I agree.
But Aubameyang, everyone's getting on his back, and I don't understand it. You can't influence a game if you don't have the ball.
If he's not getting the supply as well. I mean, talking about supply, we were talking about this before, and that was that, you know, El Neni will always work hard for you. Xhaka does what he does. Do you feel that was the right combination in it to start with, or do you think he should have played someone like Ceballos from the start to have that creativity and therefore bring Aubameyang more into the game earlier on?
No, I think we all called it. Me and Dawes said it as well. Dawes said it first, to be fair to him. But El Neni should have started, and I think El Neni was the better of the two. I think Xhaka was pretty poor. But, you know, it's easy for me to sit here and say you're playing against, you know, world-class elite players.
Probably one of the best 5 teams in the world at the moment.
Well,
would you agree?
Mane, for me, is one of the best players in the world.
He's on fire, isn't he?
Absolutely, but I think he's underrated in terms of where they put him in the world ratings.
Yeah.
Why is he not challenging for Ballon d'Or? Why is he not up there? He should be. He's one of the best players in the world. So, you know, Xhaka was poor. And when you brought Ceballos on later on, you saw the difference. I was just infuriated that we didn't put it on them a bit more. You know, as I said, they were petrified. All their asses fell out when they turned up for me. And
do you think it was just the sheer quality and pace that Liverpool played at, the pressing play, that really it seemed to just... I mean, what did we expect? I don't know. Did we expect something different? They were going to do that all day long. I mean, I'm sure that Arteta would have prepared them for that. But it's as if they were a little bit like the rabbit in the headlights at times.
They were, but, you know...
Overruled by it all.
But listen, look, they're not that much different to Man City in terms of their quality, right? In terms of what they do. Pep also plays a high press with Man City. But when we played Man City in the semi-final, I always go back to that game. You know, we had the blueprint there to try and at least attack Liverpool a bit more. In the second half, you saw we had them running backwards and we created a couple of chances.
Yeah.
And it wasn't from just Ceballos. You know, we had Maitland-Niles and Bellerin started bombing forward a little bit more. So Trent and Robertson are going backwards, and now everyone else has to go backwards.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen enough, and it was just really frustrating. I mean, the referee, don't know what he was doing with that Mane chinning Tierney. I mean, he just chinned him basically.
Yeah, we know
he
that.
Just extended his arm.
Yeah.
And chinned him.
Yeah, it was fairly obvious to me. And if that's by the letter of the law, and the rules of the game says you've got to go off for that because that was an intentional punch.
The fact they didn't even look at it, that's what infuriated me. Just have a look at it. Referee could go down and have a look at his monitor if he wants, but nobody even bothered to even look at it, which is crazy. He's holding his face. Have a look.
Do you think it's the same old kind of, like the conspiracy theorists always come out and go, well, you're at Liverpool, what do you expect? It used to be the same at Man United, didn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
the old story of the two Man United supporters losing 1-0. One of them leaves early, and his mate rings him up at the end, and he says, we end up 1-1, and he says, who scored the penality? Well. So
I'm not sure Anfield was as bad as Old Trafford.
No, maybe
but,
not.
You know, they're still up there though. You know, I mean, even the third goal when it hits Jota's arm, clearly.
Yeah, of course.
It's all over social media. You're not even looking at it on VAR. What's it there for? But look,
it's there if Andy Carroll nods it into the back of a bloke's arm while he's got his face turned away. That's the inconsistency for me. I find it really weird. You know, like all over social media after that game, it was people posting that VAR is killing the game. You know, the Premier League.
I don't think VAR is the problem, Joe. I think it's just the people that are making the decision. I think the laws need to be looked at a little bit more. They're changing pretty much every season, every 6 months. They're just tampering with things and trying new things out. And
well, it's like the flow of the game, isn't it? The flow of the game is being affected, and the whole point of the game is the flow, isn't it?
Yeah. I think you need it, Joe, but you don't. It's just how you use it, and it's just not being used correctly at the minute, you know.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of decisions that have happened, you know, in the last season just gone by that, you know, have corrected the, disallow goals and vital situations in games. So you do need it. It's just not use it properly. Yeah, that's the difference.
So that's Monday. We've covered Monday, and we know that our own fans on GoonerTube have covered that. If you haven't watched that already, go to our YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/GoonerTube. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Insta. So you can find us on any of those platforms as well, and you can check out the fans' reviews of every game that we do, and it's called Gooner Views. If you want to get involved with that, by the way, you can get in touch with us here at GoonerTube as well. You can go through our website, and like I say, get involved and become one of our fans who do reviews. We don't care where you are, where you're from. It's just a case of, are you an Arsenal supporter? Do you love the club? And would you like to give us a review on the game? If you'd like to do that, you can get in touch with us. So if we're going to touch on the Carabao Cup game now, which is like, here we go again.
Yeah,
even though it's
probably a lot of them have probably stayed up in the hotels up there. Actually, you know what? They're going to change the team around, so a lot of them probably come back to London.
I think they are.
I think a couple might stay though. I think you look at the defence. We don't really have too many options. I think Gabriel and Saliba will come in. I think Holding might stay up there. I think they'll let Luiz. He's come back. He's not long been back from. I think he was injured before. But I still think Bellerin might start right, or maybe Maitland-Niles. Saka would certainly come in for this game. I think the two in the middle will be Willock and possibly Ceballos. Because he didn't really get much of a run out. It was the last 30 minutes, 25 minutes.
Dare I say it, Mesut Ozil, Matteo Guendouzi.
I've got a funny feeling with the Ozil thing. I think he's got something in his contract which basically means that if he plays a certain amount of games, I don't know if it's bonus related, but it makes no sense that he's not even played a minute up till now. He's training with a squad every day. You see the images all on social media.
Really weird.
It's weird, but I think it's money related. I think it's got something to do with money. I think it's something to do with advertising rights or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I think there's something in his contracts that means that we have to try and get rid of him. Dog's there. We have to try and get rid of him, which obviously he's refusing to leave.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's still here, if we play him, it might affect us financially in some way. Because that's the only thing I can think, Joe.
Yeah.
There's no other reason. We don't have the only creative midfielder we got is Ceballos. That's why we need Aouar badly.
It's funny that they're not letting the fans know. Obviously, they're keeping that under wraps. Whatever reason there is for that.
Mm.
Do you feel that maybe the fans, seeing as the fans are the club,
yeah,
the team represent the club. The fans are the club. Do you feel that the fans should know a little bit more about what's going on?
It's financial stuff, isn't it? You know, you're starting to deal with kind of...
Well, this is players we're talking about.
Yeah, but you're starting to deal with legal issues and stuff, so they're not going to tell us anything, you know. I think I'll be very surprised to see Ozil play another game in an Arsenal shirt.
Guendouzi?
Same with him, you know. It's a shame for me because I'm actually one of his fans.
Same.
I think a lot of people want him out, but he's super talented.
I've
seen him drag us out of the dirt really against Tottenham last season on his own. Literally on his own, he just dragged us to I think it was a draw in the end. But
it would be a shame to see him go, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
especially after
he's a young man. He's going to say and do stupid things. I think maybe, look, I don't know what goes on in the training ground. Maybe he's a bit petulant every day. Maybe Arteta's just had enough of him. You know, maybe that's the case. But certainly for what he did against Brighton, I don't think that's it. For me, that obviously is not the reason why they're getting rid of him. But if that's it, I think he should be given another chance. Even if we can't land a Partey deal, I think Aouar's on his way, I believe. If we can't land a Partey deal, then Guendouzi's is a good option there.
Yeah.
But no one's going to be as good as Partey. I mean, we'd love to get them both, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Well, we both feel that, and I've said it all along. I think that Guendouzi needs to stay at the club. Whether Arteta is using this time to sort of get him back playing again, get his confidence back. He must be getting on with the other players. I mean, there's no doubt he probably is. And like you say, he can be petulant. He's still a young man. He's still
21.
21 years old. I mean,
imagine what he was like when you were 21.
We think back to If I was that bad, then you were worse. But yeah. So in situations like that, I'm thinking to myself, well, 21, a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Hopefully, Arteta is seeing his way to bring him back in some respects, and maybe we might not see him until after the new year or something like that. But let's hope we do. Let us know what you think on that one, because it's important that we gauge what you're feeling about the Guendouzi situation. I think Özil is, as you said, I think that's done.
I think it's done. It's definitely done. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
I mean, Carabao Cup, Thursday, is he even going to be on the bench? He's available, he's fit, he's training. We need creativity. He's got a year left on his contract. There's obviously something else behind the scenes that we're not privy to at the minute.
Yeah, I think that's definitely right. But Guendouzi, definitely, I would definitely keep Guendouzi at the club and give him another chance at least. But like I say, let us know what you think. So, talking about the Carabao Cup, actually, you were saying about we're going to have some of the squad in there.
I think some of them will stay up in Liverpool.
Do you think?
And all that. But
do you think he'll start Gabriel?
Yeah, I think Gabriel definitely will start. I'm surprised he didn't start on Monday. Luis made a couple of mistakes there. Would Gabriel have made those mistakes? I don't know, maybe Arteta just didn't want to throw him into a game of that magnitude that early.
Possibly.
Maybe,
Possibly.
So. But I think Gabriel starts tomorrow.
Leno,
I think will start. I don't think he's going to do Runnison just yet. And I think it will be, I think did the midfielders. Left will probably be Saka, up front Nketiah, and on the right will be Pepe, who needs a big performance.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of criticism coming in for.
Yeah, but it's like you've been here a year now.
Yeah,
you've been training. You should have adapted a little bit to our ways a little bit. I think maybe he's going to be one of those players that might just blow hot and cold every now and then. 5 good games, 5 average games. But when he's on fire, he can win you the game. Maybe he's going to be one of them. But he needs a big performance if he plays tomorrow. I'm sure he will. But yeah, he needs to turn up tomorrow. He's playing against the Liverpool kids. Klopp's not going to play anyone.
Of course not. He might sling a few of them in there, or keep a couple of them on the bench just in case. I
doubt it.
Okay, so going on that, how can you see the game going, and you want to give us a prediction?
Oh, mate. The game last year, the same game, was just exhilarating, wasn't it? 5-5.
Yes.
Ended up losing on penalties, so we kind of owe them one. Look, if we play a few first teamers, I mean, our kids are being forced into the first team, so they've got a bit more experience than Liverpool's second string. So realistically, we should have a stronger first 11 than them, and if we do, then we should be able to beat them. Obviously, you look on the bench, and if all the other lot are on there, then you start worrying a bit. But I think we've got a good chance of beating them. It'd be nice to beat them. It would be nice. It'd be nice to get to the next round. We've had a couple of horrible draws away to Leicester, away to Liverpool. And, some people don't care about this trophy, but there's not many to win throughout the season.
Well, if you saw how Tottenham celebrated the other night after they beat Chelsea, I mean, I know it's Chelsea as well, and there's no love lost between those two. as well as us and Spurs. But I know there's no love lost between those two teams.
No.
So to beat Chelsea is a big thing for them as well. But going on that, you could see what it meant to the players.
Yeah, Mourinho back at his old club.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah.
So listen, this is a cup. At the end of the day, it's a
trophy,
cup.
mate.
It's a trophy.
It's a nice day out. It's in February, you know, when all the misery of January's over. Imagine looking forward to a nice cup final day.
Well, it's
in
fantastic.
February.
Absolutely.
So,
We've had enough of them, and we know what they feel like.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fantastic.
Unlike, you know,
So
that lot up the road.
no, we don't have to talk about that. But there you go. We don't want to waste any minutes on that. But yeah, so going on that, have you got a score prediction, or would you prefer just to keep?
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game again.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just everyone's going to. I think you're just going to attack each other for the whole 90 minutes. I don't think it'd be 5-5 again, but
Yeah.
I think 3-2 Arsenal.
3-2.
Yeah.
Do you know I've got a really funny feeling that it's going to go to penalties? I've got a funny feeling
don't say that.
No, I've just got a really funny feeling that it's going to end up a draw, and we'll end up going to penalties. I really do.
We'll win on penalties.
We've got some really good penalty takers.
Yeah.
And you know, Leno's a great keeper. I don't know. It's look, it's a lottery.
He was confident about 15 seconds ago.
Up to that point, yeah. No, look, we have got some really good penalty takers, and we've proved that. But when you get to penalties, it's about who can hold their nerve, and it's a bit of a lottery, isn't it, when it comes to that? But I can see us going through, but I think it'll be closer than what you think.
Talking about the Leno thing, another person who's coming to a bit of stick is Leno, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see Martinez save that penalty, that, and what a penalty save, by the way.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was at the right height for him. He's launched himself and still had to try and make the save. So is that going to bite us on the arse over the season?
You say that.
I don't know.
This is my opinion is that Martinez is a very, very good keeper, right? He wants to get to be number one for Argentina, so he's going to be playing out of his skin at the moment. He's got to a new club. He's got plenty to prove. He's still on a high from the back end of last season. Won the FA Cup with the Arsenal. He's on a high. Everything's good. Over time, that's when you're going to check to see what he's like, because the confidence of the team in front of him is going to affect him a lot, isn't it? If they start losing 3 and 4-0 to clubs, and some of the goals aren't necessarily his fault, it might affect his confidence, and we'll see how he reacts to that, and we'll see maybe come January, February, March, when the sort of like the run-in starts to begin, see how he's performing then. There's no doubt he's a great keeper, and I take my hat off to him for making that decision and quadrupling his wages and looking after his family and all the rest of it. Good luck. Anybody do it at his age, you know what I mean?
A drop of a hat.
But as far as I'm concerned, I think the reason why Leno is where he is between the sticks is because he's a proven goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And he will continue. He'll have his bad days.
Yeah.
And when Martinez has his bad days, it's how he picks himself up from those bad days.
Yeah, I know.
That's going to be the difference. I know on the short term we're all going, oh no, we've sold the wrong keeper. But
I'm not really doing that. But what Leno did for the second goal, kind of got to do better there.
He has got to do better.
He's got to palm it out a bit better than that.
But then everybody looks at the keeper a lot. Look, Luis did that header straight out instead of. We all know as defenders, if you're going to head the ball, you head it at an angle. You head it as far away from straight in front as possible. He's a really experienced centre half, and he went bonk straight out in front of him. So there's lots of but the keeper when the keeper makes mistakes, it's always magnified, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he's the last port of call and he's the last one before it goes in the net. So I think we need to lay off Leno for a little bit. He's had a long-term injury. Martinez has come in and had an absolute worldie for the time he's been there. So all the focus has been on him, and now he's gone. Everybody's thinking, have we done the right thing here? But I think we've got to just trust Arteta's instincts on this one.
I agree.
Maybe it was out of his hands, the whole thing anyway. Martinez had to go. There was no way he was going to stay.
You can't guarantee anybody a number one spot. Not when you're at a club like Arsenal.
Not at all.
So he's obviously gone to Villa, and Villa have just like, you're our number one.
Yeah.
You start 100%. Probably written in his contract.
Absolutely.
So Arteta can never.
No.
We're not a small club like that.
I think it's all right. Don't worry. Well, let us know what you think anyway regarding the keeper situation. I mean, we voiced our opinion, and also let us know what you think if you've got any predictions for the Carabao Cup match against Liverpool. What sort of formation we're going to be putting out. We love to hear from you on that front. We're pretty much done here. Thanks for joining us today, Kai.
No worries, mate. No
and,
worries.
No doubt we'll be hearing from you in the next fan review thing.
I'll
hopefully see your face somewhere along the line. We've got a few new faces in there as well, and we're looking forward to seeing your face if you want to join us on the fan reviews. That's Gooner Views here at GoonerTube. You can catch us on Instagram, you can catch us on Twitter, and you can catch us obviously on Facebook. Just search for GoonerTube and you'll find us. Get involved with us. We look forward to hearing from you and hopefully seeing you as part of GoonerTube in the future. Take care, we'll see you soon.